Hello there. Welcome back to the internet's favorite show, so you're interested in. For the uninitiated, this show is a way for me, the host, to talk to you, the viewer, about a particular band or artist and go through their musical discography so you can have a solid jumping off point if you would like to get into said musical act. And this week we'll be talking about the cult indie rockers Silver Jews. Silver Jews are often associated to be a side project of the band Pavement, as many of the Pavement members, including the lead singer Steve Malkmus, have appeared on Silver Jews records. But the real mastermind behind the Silver Jews project is one Mr. David Berman, manning both lyrics and vocals, as well as really just taking the whole creative project to be his as a whole. Their music may not be revolutionary, but the lyrics are some of the sharpest to ever be laid down to wax. As always, I'll be discussing 2 albums and 3 individual tracks that I think you should be listening to if you were looking to get into Silver Jews. So let's kick things off with some albums. First and foremost, you should be listening to their 1998 release, American Water. This is, in my opinion, their most full and complete body of work, as the group finds the perfect balance between these depressing lyrics and catchy chords. The opening track, Random Rules, truly sets the scene for the rest of the album, as Berman laments the fact that he has no real say over what goes on in this game that we call life. Quickly moving on to the next song in the track list, Smith & Jones Forever is easily one of the most catchy songs Silver Jews has ever put out. Specifically, the chorus invites the listener to sing along to this sad indie rock tune all about the pitfalls of normality and the lines that blur it. Finally, Send in the Clouds, featuring Steve Malkmus of Pavement fame, is yet another fantastic cut from this LP. Brandishing lightly fuzzed guitar chords and this deep underlying bass, this track examines our human nature and how we interact with each other. As you can see, a common theme with Silver Jews and David Berman's work as a whole is really just asking life's toughest questions in the form of sad songs. If you do want to learn more about this particular record, I've actually already made a Forever Spinning episode covering the magnificence and importance of this LP. The next Silver Jews record you should be checking out is 2008's Lookout Mountain, Lookout Sea. While I do personally find that I like some of their other records a little bit more, I had to include it in this part of the list for its sheer creativity both lyrically and instrumentally. The album's opening track, What Is Not But Could Be If, is yet another example of why David Berman is a poet's poet. Once again, asking life's toughest questions, he does so in a much more absurdist manner on both this track and the album as a whole. Next, Strange Victory, Strange Defeat is actually one of my favorite Silver Jews tunes simply because of the sound and the mixing, as it really turns into this swinging indie folk song with Berman's lyrics just being the icing on the cake. Last but certainly not least, San Francisco, BC is one of Berman's greatest storytelling achievements, as he tells this wonderful tale all over this near rockabilly type instrumental. It's just a really damn fun song, and Berman has gone on the record to say that it is actually one of his favorite that he ever wrote. So despite some of the songs off of this album not necessarily sticking the landing, Lookout Mountain, Lookout Sea still has some of the best Silver Jews tracks. Now let's talk about some tracks. The first track you should be listening to is Trains Across the Sea from Silver Jews' debut album, Starlight Walker. This is, simply put, one of Berman's most depressing tracks ever, as he contemplates all the time in his life that he has simply wasted. This is especially apparent in the last verse, with specific lines like, "Half hours on Earth, what are they worth?" and "In 27 years, I've drunk 50,000 beers, but they've just washed against me like the sea into the pier." Like, that's some pretty dark shit. But this is by and large some of Berman's greatest writing ever, and it is totally a must listen to get into Silver Jews. Next, Pet Politics off of The Natural Bridge is another melancholy must listen. This dirge tells the tale of a couple that are splitting up due to infidelity, and what will happen to their pet that they have after the split. The instrumental calmly sways back and forth in an eerie way, almost like a ship waiting across the ocean until a cacophonous deadly storm approaches. The Natural Bridge as a whole is another fantastic record from the Silver Jews, but I think you should listen to Pet Politics first and then go from there. Finally, you should give Punks in the Beer Light off of Tanglewood Numbers a quick listen. It's much more rock focused, and if I'm not mistaken, it's probably their loudest song to date. Berman expresses how he yearns to be a bohemian drunk, but just really worries that he's going to end up becoming a burnout. It's not his deepest song, and it's definitely not their most creative song instrumentally, but it's definitely a fun song that truly does deserve a listen regardless, so be sure to check this track out. So that will do it for this episode of So You're Interested In. in. Please subscribe for more content like this, or content that includes video essays on the history of important albums that have been released. I just put out my favorite 30 albums of 2019. That video is up, so check that out. But leave a comment below if you did end up watching this video and going and listening to one of these albums or tracks. Just let me know what you thought of it. Or did I miss your favorite Silverjuice song or album? Just let me know in the comments below. I truly do appreciate when you do comment. It shows that you're interacting with the content that I make, and that's just really cool to see. Plus, as you can tell, I love talking about music, so it's a win-win for me. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. So until then, happy listening. Also, rest in peace, David Berman. I know it's been a while since he passed away, but I still would like to say that, as you could probably tell that I definitely really enjoy Silverjuice music, so yeah. Rest in peace, DCB.